host Suleiman Anque, aka Slim Suliar, and this is FunkStudios Controller Cool, along with my co-host A. Kinsler and Joe Woods.
Yep, we here, man. Let's do it.
All right. So tonight, what we're talking about is, what's your favorite black sitcom? You know, we know everybody watched their shows growing up, whether it was Different Strokes, whether it was What's Happening, whether it was The Jeffersons, Good Times. You know, growing up, because, you know, I'm a little older than some of y'all out there, so I know the oldest
Ain't
shows.
no secret. You ain't never lied about that.
It's all good, but at the same time, at the same time, young heads like you might like Martin and Fresh Prince, you know, because you got the ears like them.
Classic. Those are classic shows. This is what I'm talking about. Classics. Classic.
So let me ask you a question. Let me ask all y'all questions, because I'm live here as well. On my live, right? So, how many people know what the word sitcom actually means? Like, it's short for something. How many people can tell me what that? Can you tell me, hey? I mean, do you know what the word sitcom is short for?
It's actually, I want to say situation comedy, if I remember.
Okay, he got it. He must have been doing his homework.
Come on, man. Comedy. I got a degree in this, baby. I got a degree in this. Y'all ain't gonna play me. I got a whole degree in this.
But most people don't even know that's what it stands for.
Right.
You just see a sitcom and you just think of a show, people laughing or whatever. So, like today, we basically want to take it back, pay a little homage to the old places and the new places, and everybody who made you laugh every once in a while. You know, everybody has their own list, and it's all opinionated. Because I went to different, you know, websites like complex.com, ranker.com, ebony.com, and every list was different. You know, they had some lists that make you want to fight. Because how you gonna put this show, this all the way down here? You know, that's my show. You gonna have it be like 13, 15, or 20. Like, you're like, what? What's going on with that? Like, one list was started with Fresh Prince being number one. And I guess a lot of people, the younger crowd, the millennials, will say that Fresh Prince is the best sitcom, but I beg to differ.
So who you got? Who you got? What's your list? Let's do top five.
Top five. My top five would be, I'm gonna say The Jeffersons is one of my top five because of the fact that they paved the way. They showed black people in a way where they were productive. They were moving on up. They were doing things. They wasn't shucking and jiving. And if they did, they already had money and they was making moves. George had his own businesses. He had different laundromats across the city, and he did what he wanted to do. Most sitcoms before would show us in a low level, show us as slaves, or show us being butlers, show us doing things that didn't, you know, like if you look at Good Times, it was a strong black family, yes, where they had a father and mother together, yes, which you don't, in a lot of areas you don't see that. But they lived in poverty, and the JJ factor made it to the point where it was a lot of coonery going on. That kind of took it down a low level. Then you have What's Happening, which was a spinoff of Cooley High, in case people didn't know. So Cooley High, the movie, What's Happening was the sitcom that came from that. But
that was in that era.
Not in the movie. Rerun was the one. Yeah.
But
you know, some people look down at that right now because they feel like.
That was in I think that was in that era. I mean, because even before we started recording, like I just told Joe, Joe said, I got a list. I said, Joe, you got to put, it actually 3 of them just came into mind. You got to put 227. You got to put Amen up there, and Rock. Remember Rock?
Yeah.
Garbage Man. Like these are the classic joints. And look, we got some people on Instagram. Let me see. They said the Wayans brothers, Steve Harvey show, Bernie Mac show.
Definitely. Bernie Mac definitely.
Don't put his weight.
Hold on, you cannot speak for. Listen. Everybody hates Chris. Everybody hates Chris is definitely one of the band. No. Everybody hates Chris is a banger. My wife and kids funny. So if you want to go with funny, Damon Wayans, man.
Yeah, no,
brother.
I hear that. Yes, my wife and kids. Yes,
Come on.
yes.
Definitely.
What you got, Joe?
That was a funny
Well,
show.
my list. Well, if I'm talking about black sitcoms that were funny
Black sitcoms, y'all.
and were of importance, you know, they showed us in a better light. I had the Cosby Show. I had Rock.
That gotta be number one.
I had Living Single, Fresh Friends, Family Matters, A Different World, Blackish, Girlfriend. You know, they were funny, but they showed us in a better light. They showed us going to school. They showed us as professionals. You know, as they go to college, they showed us family oriented. You know, they didn't show us stereotypical single mom, you know, living in poverty or just, you know, doing bad. But they showed that extreme shucking and jiving. You know, those were my list of, you know.
So I gotta to that. I think that it wasn't so much of the shucking and jiving. I think more so it really depicted of where we were at those specific times. So I mean, yeah, those are some dope ones too. I mean, actually that was a cartoon. So one of our Instagram guests said the PJs. So the PJs was good because it really showed. And you know what? I think a lot of the shows that we're talking about today, they really showed what some people didn't believe was actually happening. I mean, the PJs was the PJs. When you live in the projects, you got stuff going on in your building, no heat and different things like that. So it leaves you like, yo, well, it is in the black community, is that? And then when we start moving towards the earlier 20th century, you start seeing like not the earlier 20th, but you know, the Fresh Prince, the Sister, the what was one you named? Joe, you just named it. Blackish. Yeah. And
Blackish
those are kind of like now. But if we talking about the early, like, I mean, we really have to narrow it down to like the early 90s, because that's when the real good joints was popping.
You had Living Single. Living Single was definitely
that was super crazy.
Queen Latifah holding it down. It was very funny. You know.
Shout out to Queen Latifah, man. Shout out to Queen Latifah. Make sure we tag her in this.
Yeah. But Martin, like, to me, that had, like, you think of famous lines, right? What's up? You hear that. Everybody know that, you know. Another famous line, like, if you're talking about, like, Red Fox, the Sanford and Son, you big dummy, stuff like that stick to you. It was funny. And even like Sinclair on Living Single, she's like woo 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 woo. Stuff like that, you know. Even like what was it was too like what is that? What's happening? Like hey hey hey, stuff like that. You'll hear that. It was famous because you heard him say that, and that's something that stuck to you when you come running home. You think about how the beginning of what's happening. They running home from school playing the basketball. And a lot of people
that was the joy, yo.
Yeah.
You guys,
stuff like that is definitely entertaining, man. Like if you talk about cultural impact for me, of course, I said the Jeffersons because of the fact that they showed us in a better light. The Cosby Show, hands down, was one of the most
best. Definitely.
Because it showed a doctor and a lawyer living together, family structure, and the fact that they put everybody in it. They had so much structure and greatness within the writing. You understand? So it wasn't just, let's make them laugh. It's like, I'm gonna bring this artist, I'm gonna bring this actor in. Famous people. I'm gonna show this art back here. I'm gonna introduce you to college when they had a different world. Where people didn't even want to go to college, but now you're like, man, hold up, I might want to go there.
Right.
So
it made you want to do it. Right.
Yeah, that's definitely my 1 and 2. Cosby would be number 1, and the Jeffersons would be my number 2. I mean, the Jeffersons started it off, but the Cosby took it to a whole nother level. Definitely
Yeah.
took it to a whole
Yeah.
nother level. Then
And no other show did that. No other show did it in that way. Not in that way. And I could say this: Blackish is he's a high value person, right? Married. Wife is a doctor, and he's in advertising, and he's making money, all lavish stuff. So he's not hurting for money. So it's showing like we made it type things, but in the 2000s, you understand? So people have to look at that as well. And the writing for that show is really well. And they have a lot of they tell you a lot of things in there. They hit a lot of views and tackle a lot of stuff that people might feel like is controversial at the same time.
What about one of my joints, yo? And I ain't gonna front. I got like all the DVDs, I think, except 2 seasons. Family Matters, yo. Family Matters, yeah. Family Matters was crack. Was crack. Hey, yo, and the crazy part about Family Matters was, Steve Urkel was never intended to be the head of that show. It just so happened that his character like drew the eyes of everybody. So when you saw Steve Urkel, it was like, crazy that, do the Urkel. Like, you know what I'm saying? That to the switch to Stefan to what's the joint that he had? To Myra, rest in peace. Yeah, like that was crazy. And it's crazy because Myra, I forgot her real name, but she was dating Malcolm Jamal Warner, who was on the Cosby Show. And he was dating her for a while. And then she ended up getting that role. So like, yo, you see, and even in the Cosby Show, you see so many crazy actors. Vivica Fox, Adam Sandler. Like you see so many people that started off in the Cosby Show. That's Stevie like Wonder, bananas.
Stevie Wonder was on there. I remember he had the episode where Stevie Wonder was on there.
Yeah.
Oh man,
that was a good one. Yeah.
Yo, I remember them episodes, yo. I remember them joints. I remember joints. What was your favorite?
Like, how can you say it's any favorite when there's so much good stuff like that? It's kind of hard to say who's the best. Like you could say what you prefer, but I don't think it's a wrong answer because everybody has their own, viewpoints. Something that make you laugh might not make me laugh at all. So it depends on the person watching it.
What you think? What's your joint? Give me a joint for a sitcom that had you like, oh, this is it.
Martin, man, Martin. I'm gonna tell you, Martin was Dragonfly Jones. When I first saw him play Dragonfly Jones, and he was working out for about 20 minutes before he hit, like he just went over the top, like, but it wasn't like too much, and the way he did his roles, it was just hilarious. But that one episode when he was Dragonfly Jones had me dying laughing, stuff like that, like the one when he got married and he started dancing by himself because he it's like memorable stuff like that.
What about you, Joe?
Just stepping, like.
Yeah, I think definitely Martin. I think Martin was number 1, and probably maybe Fresh might be possibly number 2. Because Martin, like I said, he changed the game. Because he not only was he funny, and everybody that was in the main characters were funny, but he also he played different characters. He played different roles that surprised you. And one of the best episodes that that had me wrong was when he fought Tommy Hearns. And when he fought Tommy Hearns,
right?
And at the very end, he came out with that big head. He said, "Come on, baby, come on!" And he came out, his head was all busted. That had me wrong.
Then we asked Gina, would you give me a kiss?
You're like, my baby love me. It's stuff like that you don't forget. But don't sleep on Jamie Foxx. What? Jamie Foxx was great.
I got that down.
I used to watch Jamie Foxx. But when you think about it, though,
that's it.
Jamie Foxx was just a reboot of Martin. If you look at it, he did the same things Martin did, like later. I'm telling you. If you look at both shows, I'm not saying he did it better. I'm saying they patterned that show after him. A lot of stuff, like Martin was on there with Jodeci. Jamie Foxx was performing with Jodeci. It was a lot of stuff like he patterned after them. But they both got it from Richard Pryor, though. Richard Pryor played all these roles, and they did the same type of thing. But that's another conversation.
So to be honest with you, that's a true fact. If you I remember when I was in college, I had to do a report on like some comedians or whatever. Richard Pryor was one of the comedians. So most people don't know, but Richard Pryor, if you remember the movie Harlem Nights, you know, for y'all youngins that's on Instagram, you got to watch Harlem Nights, classic movie. But Harlem Nights was actually a joke from Richard Pryor. It was literally one of his jokes. You know what I'm saying? And it ended up turning into a movie, which was classic. That movie can never be remade. Never be remade. And I kind of thought about that even with Coming to America. But I'm curious to see what this Coming to America might look like. I think it might be all right. I really do.
So what do you think what is your funniest?
We definitely hope.
My funniest?
What is your funniest? Top five funniest. Top five
me?
Funniest. Yeah.
For me?
Top 5 funny. You got look. Top 5 funny. You gotta go with I would say Martin is might be the funniest, maybe, but then you got Sanford and Son, which is hilarious.
Yeah.
You can't sleep on Sanford and Son. You can't sleep on Bernie Mac. You can't sleep on.
Nah, I don't think it was.
Everybody hates Chris. Everybody hates Chris is hilarious. Like I'm telling you, like that is like, and Wayne's brothers had me laughing. Wayne's brothers had me dying laughing too.
So look, we got some people.
I might have some people
on Instagram. One girl said Moesha, and then
Moesha was good. It wasn't as funny though.
Moesha,
the Parkers was funnier than that.
Moesha was like it was really. You ain't like it, Joe?
He said the Parkers to me was straight buffoonery. I didn't like that. I think if you're going to go to the buffoonery category, I would say the Parkers and the Wayne's brothers to me. Just to me, I think they were just straight buffoonery.
Nah, the Wayne's brothers.
I can see that.
Yo, the Wayne's brothers.
I watched the Wayne's brothers.
That was my point, yo.
I'm gonna tell you. It was one episode when Marlon had to go box somebody, and he came in there with the robe on. It was like glory to glory to glory. He was singing that.
Yo, the waves. Yo, that's another show too. That was just. It was just different. It was just like two brothers, not a crazy job. They owned, and it was crazy because they owned a magazine stand. And that's crazy because now, like how many people really look at magazines? You know what I'm saying? Because everything is really online.
Yeah.
So what? So one of our viewers said, Moesha set the tone for young Black women. Maybe. I think
it's possible.
That might be right. She might have a point there. Because remember, there wasn't no show like that with a female. There was never a show like that. Yeah, and she and Moesha, Brandy was just popping at that time. So for her to come out with Moesha, it was like, yo, you kind of came hard. You know what I'm saying? So I could get that.
Yeah, because I think next,
you know what the first black woman to have a sitcom?
Diane Carroll.
It was Diane Carroll.
Right.
Yo,
with the studying.
I watched that.
Definitely, you know what I'm saying? Like, look. Yeah, so the thing is, people forget about who paved the way. Let me ask you both a question.
Mm-hmm.
What is the longest running black sitcom ever?
I believe that was the Cosby Show.
They were on for a long time.
What you think?
The longest running black.
What you think?
It was the Cosby Show.
Sitcom.
Y'all
both gonna be surprised. I'm gonna tell you right now.
What is it?
The longest is House of Pain.
House of Pain. Well,
House of Pain
Perry?
surpassed the Cosby Show.
Oh, okay. All right, so wait, that
Yeah.
question needs to be all right. So you kind of had to ask that question in a different way.
that was before
Because-
too.
Yeah, but nah, the House of Pain was dope. But
All his shows.
the Cosby Show was the longest running black sitcom ever.
For a while.
Ever.
For a while.
Yeah, that was. I think that was what.
But now-
That was. I want to say 9. No, maybe that had a few seasons, like 10 seasons. No,
House of Pain. Really? It's been
House of
a
Pain.
while.
House of Pain.
Yeah.
House of Pain is still out now, and they still kicking, yo.
Hmm. See, I
That's
never
right.
watched that.
So they still
I never
moving
watched
and
it.
shaking, so they got,
Yeah, I never watched it. I thought
watched,
that was
look, I'm gonna
stupid.
tell you, I watched it initially, but then it just started kind of, the main characters in it that moved it was the mother. I mean, I forgot his name.
The Man's.
Father and the mother, the couple. I forgot their name right now, but they moved the show. Alan Payne was in it, and he wasn't really relevant.
Nah.
Say it again?
I've seen a previews of it. It was just like so overacting and so buffoonery. I was like, nah, this ain't my show. This ain't for me. It's definitely.
There's a lot of shows out there like that. Tyler got those shows that go there like that.
Yeah.
And people seem to watch them though.
A show that
That's what it is.
was
But yeah, the House of Pain, the highest running black sitcom, surpassed Cosby Show.
the show on my list
I never
that I
thought
like. That I like was Rock, because I guess that's where Blackish took over. Because Rock had major
Well,
issues in the show.
It doesn't mean.
Here we go. We go his Wi-Fi. Here we go. Hey, listen, for everybody that's following us, y'all know Slim got some terrible ass Wi-Fi. We keep telling Slim to go on and get Verizon, but he got Spectrum.
Nah, man. That's just because everybody trying to draw on the same thing. It's like 20 people trying to go at the same thing. I'm thinking that is on your side because I see Joe going like this, and I'm moving just fine. So I thought it was him. Anyway, don't keep clowning if you want. It don't matter.
Now, what shows?
But,
What are the black sitcoms to you that show major stereotypes? Well, how would you rank that?
the Parkers, definitely the Wayans brothers, definitely Good Times, definitely What's Happening, definitely the House of Pain. Martin saw some stereotypes too. Let me see what else. Family Matters was a different type of yeah, they did too.
Different Strokes. What about
he was
Different
kind
Strokes?
of, shucking and jiving at times.
Who?
Definitely Different Strokes. What you talking about, Willis?
That was,
And you forget about shows like Webster. Like, well, matter of fact, Webster's right there. Hey, Kizzle, Webster. Is that you?
About to fly you up, boy.
He all grown up. He ain't get taller though.
Yeah, a little black kids getting adopted by white families. That was the thing.
There were two shows like that.
Yeah, 2 shows. That was definitely.
But no, that happened like too much. Like shows like that, I didn't really gravitate to that. Some people try to count Fat Albert as a sitcom.
Nah.
We used to watch Fat Albert.
But those weren't.
They actually had it in the list.
But that's not a sitcom. Those were like the PJs, the Boondocks, Fat Albert. Like those to me were dope black cartoons. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't like really.
Well, see, I gotta be real. As much as I like the Boondocks as an artist, I love the animation and things. But there's a lot of stuff that was on the Boondocks.
Oh yeah,
straight.
Yeah.
Oh man, gutter.
Hey yo, but you know what? I'm gonna keep it 100, yo. The Boondocks was giving you like real stuff, yo. Like you had to like
stereotypes.
Had to lock it in.
Yeah, they were.
Mhm.
You had to lock it in.
Satire. It was a satire.
Dale, hold on. We're gonna try to get somebody else on. Hold on.
Definitely say Boondocks was a show, but think about that. So if you think about certain shows like Insecure is a sitcom, even though it's not on the regular TV, but it's still a sitcom.
I've never
and I think that's
that.
one of the best.
One of our viewers said, what about Wayne Head?
Definitely real funny.
What about Wayne Head? What is Wayne Head?
What's Wayne Head?
Man, I heard that name.
What is Wayne Head? I don't know that. Black Jesus? Nah, Black Jesus. Those are that's cartoon. Those are cartoon. Now we go.
No. Not Black Jesus. Black Jesus.
Not.
It's just like straight ridiculousness in
It's
Black
stupid.
Jesus. It's oh my goodness. But Atlanta.
But see, Atlanta, yeah, that's a definitely, and it's funny because some of that stuff in there is kind of dark.
Yeah.
Like they're not always all funny. So it's a different type of thing. Because you can even say the Chappelle Show was a sitcom. Can you count Chappelle Show as a sitcom?
No, that was a show.
It was a skit.
Yeah, that
format.
was like
an hour-long skit.
Yeah, like it was a skit. It wasn't no sitcom. A sitcom is actually exactly what it says. It's a situation comedy. It's meant to have certain situations that affect the life of certain people in that class. Like it's the sitcom. It's not like that wasn't a sitcom.
Yeah.
Some of the, even like that, like got some people saying, you know, the Damon Wayans cartoon. It's a sitcom. It was not. It's a If it's a cartoon, it was not a sitcom. It's a cartoon. That's like you saying the Simpsons was a sitcom. It was not.
I don't know if you can say that because think about it. And this is not a black show, but if you have it at a certain like primetime TV, it's in them slots like sitcoms. So if it's coming on at 8 o'clock like The Simpsons,
here we go. We gonna look up.
That's a sitcom.
Nah, it wasn't. It wasn't.
You had to put that in that same area.
Yeah, it teeters. I think it teeters. I'm not sure.
But if you're talking about cartoons, cartoons are cartoons. They're not sitcoms.
Nah, look at Family Guy.
That's not a sitcom.
It's a cartoon.
It's a cartoon.
But it comes on a certain time, just like, primetime TV, 8 o'clock, on Channel 5 and all that stuff.
Like the Family Guy, it portrays like trash or like the trashy part of life. I mean, so I guess
but you can't say that. They had a house. They had a house, a car, and a dog, yo.
That's like The Simpsons. They represent the dysfunctional family.
The Simpsons is actually the longest running cartoon.
Yeah.
That is the longest running cartoon and it's still winning, yo. Like, that's classic.
But we're gonna get back on to the black shows again. What was your favorite part on Martin? Like, what was your favorite part? You said it before, but what about you? What's your favorite part on Martin? Like,
Martin?
Most memorable part? Yeah.
I think, when he was trying to get the girl the record deal, and Hustle Man came in with the kazoo. And Chuck was like, pick up the pieces.
Pick up the
pieces. Yeah. And what's more, when I worked at the law firm, like I worked with predominantly white people. So like I used to go to somebody, my man, I forgot his name. I think his name is Alex. Yeah, Alex. I used to be like, hey, yo, Alex, chill. Y'all be like, pick up the pieces. He used to walk around the job and he was saying it. And it sounded so funny. Like, yo, chill, you gotta pick up the pieces. He was like, I said, yo, how you walking here with the kazoo, man? He was like, I saw you over there. You was tapping your foot a little bit. He was like, yeah, I'm tapping it when you was like, pick up the pieces. That was fun. Hey, we should have pulled that up, We should have pulled that up.
That's definitely a classic. Like, you know what? My one right here was when he was acting like when they stole his CD player, and he came in there with the fake dog. And he had him all around the table like he was Nino Brown.
Oh yeah.
He like, rah, rah. He like sit. He He's like, lay. And the people in there, they couldn't even hold it themselves. They all were trying not to laugh. So my thing is, working with him, like, he was so funny that the actors had to try not to laugh when he was doing stuff. And that was hilarious.
Another episode was when Gina and Martin was smashing, and she came out and she had the bedpost up on her head because her head got cut in. And then she had to wear that big old weave on top of it to go to work. That had me rolling.
He melted it down.
What about Fresh Prince?
Yeah.
Fresh Prince.
Give me an episode for Fresh Prince. I was watching that today.
The episode for me, Fresh Prince, it was early on, where Ashley was playing the drums. Jazz came over and got on the drums, and then Fresh Prince started dancing. And he did his whole routine. That had me rolling. When Jazz was on the drums and he was on dancing, that had to be the funniest part ever. I cried laughing when I seen that.
I think my episode.
Like I tell you, Carlton was crazy. Like Carlton had me laughing here and there. Like
do the dance
time when they had the dance, Slim. No, I ain't gonna do that. What are you doing?
The Tom Jones.
Yeah.
And what was the dude? He was always
Tom Jones.
Not unusual. That was my joint, yo.
It's always good when you see Jazzy get thrown out the door.
I was just about to say that. And I know everybody had a crush on Hillary, you know. Little side note.
Yeah.
Them had them wet dreams.
Going too far, brother.
Hey, yo, no, but so keep it. Who was out of Fresh Prince, Martin, Jamie Foxx, and hold on, I'm thinking of one more. Out of those three, who was the baddest chick out of everybody that you would smash?
Well, Regina.
Jamie Foxx, Fresh
Prince, and who else I just said? Jamie Foxx, Fresh Prince,
and Martin.
I
might have to go. I might have to go to Fresh Prince, even though Jamie Foxx, you know,
and fancy.
Fancy. Yeah. I
but Gina looked good though. Gina, Tisha Campbell back then looked like good. Now she looks like a fullback. I don't know what the hell happened.
I'm gonna keep it real, yo. I'd have tapped Pam, yo. Pam had that work, yo. Pam was a little Pam was always sexy, yo. And Pam, you know, he had
hold on, we gonna take it back to good times, right? You know, with Lona.
Nobody want nobody from no good time. Ain't nobody. Slim, you the only person who's gonna smash somebody from good time.
Lona Woods, yeah, baby.
What?
And
yo, you don't even know. Yeah, he bugging.
Back in the day in Velma.
You don't know.
Oh, I'm gonna let you know.
Young boy.
Velma was the worst actress on the planet. Oh, her acting skills were terrible on that show. Oh, terrible. She was terrible. She was just
you're not trying to bash anybody on the show because they might still want to get some stuff going on in 2021.
She was terrible. Oh my God, she was terrible. Oh, and fun fact, what's her name? Who played Malona Woods? She was Cab Calloway's daughter. Didn't know that.
Wow. Oh, another fun fact, right? She sung the theme for Jeffersons.
Yes, she did.
She sung the theme.
Yes, she did. Yep.
Wait, who? Wait, I'm lost. Who?
Look at you, young boy. Yeah. Lona, the one who played Lona.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
She sung that song. I didn't know she was Cab Calloway's daughter, man.
Yeah, they kept that a mad secret. Yep. Kept that a mad secret.
On the low. On a low. So you know what? What I'm gonna get into right now, you know, because we've been talking for a little while. You know, I'm cool. I'm gonna give y'all young men and old men, young men, short men, tall men, a chance to actually guess this here And I'm trying to be easy on y'all today, but this is the
come
piece
on
that I got.
now.
But it's easy.
Black
You see?
history.
Nope.
It
Yo,
looked like,
that would have been it, yo.
that looks like
Where's
black sitcom.
You got it, Joe.
Oh yeah.
I made it easy. I made it easy because I wanted people to know what it's all about.
Look, people.
You know, and just see the artwork. If you look closely, I loosely did characters that might be in sitcoms. Just loosely, not real, like, you know, just so people can look at it. And so you'll see it later when we actually post them.
Who? Oh, I could tell that the dude at the end is Red Fox.
Yeah, definitely. You know.
All right, yo.
Like Fresh Prince, Dwayne Wayne, Jamie Foxx, the Wayans brothers dancing right here. You know, Bill Cosby because the sweater, Urkel. You know, did I do that? I even put in Bookman from Good Times. You know, Buffalo, Martin, and I made her like Regine, which she always had the wigs.
Okay.
So, you know, just something like that throw up in there. Because we
Now,
talk about black sitcoms.
I got something for her. Name the top 5 wackish, trash black sitcoms. Just whack all around. And don't say all of Tyler Perry shows.
Those wasn't whack. You can't get that.
Hey man, listen.
Can't get that. They was good shows.
They're probably gonna slash.
like a
they're gonna
lot of,
slash my tires for
Let
that
me tell
one.
y'all something.
Yo, but
Let me
they
tell you
still
something.
in.
Now, let me say this. Recently, over the quarantine, I had watched some Tyler Perry shows that dumbed me down enough to allow me to say other shows are not that bad that he made.
Oh, man.
So I watched,
Yo,
I'm like, this junk is trash. And then I watched something else and then came back to the other show. I said trash. I'm like, you know what? They ain't that bad.
But I think the only reason why y'all saying that's trash because it's difficult to have the acting is good, but it's difficult to have something and you coming behind great sitcoms. That ain't easy. Like really, like right now, I would have to say, like, if someone gave me a job, like, yo, come up with a sitcom, oh my God, that'd be like the most difficult thing. Cause you just can't come up, you have some of the greatest like Martin, Fresh Prince, and the Cosby Show alone with some of the greatest sitcoms we've ever seen. We ain't even talking about the Jeffersons, the ones I said, 227, Amen, Good Times, like we ain't even going back that far. But even if we did, like, that's a heavy path to go with. So, you know, kudos to Tyler Perry for definitely doing this thing. And I think the House of Pain is dope. I do.
So I'm gonna say this, hey Kinsler.
What's your trash?
All the shows ain't it, man. I'm just gonna tell you, all the shows are not it. Like, I watched them, I don't have the choice because there's not much out there unless you're gonna look at the oldest shows. Tyler Perry, he does everything himself. And he has like 1,000 shows, so you can't put all the energy into having it be good. So you have a lot of actors that are not really great actors, they're new actors, and a lot of it's kind of trash. But you watch it,
Who you have
might laugh at some. What? Look, I'm gonna tell you, when I first started watching Sisters, initially I was like, what the hell is this, right? Then I went and watched this other show, Have and Have Nots, and then this other show, and I came back to Sisters, and I'm like, well, I guess it ain't that bad because I got dumbed down by that time. And
no, but
I said,
the
Have
and the Have Nots was considered a soap opera.
Okay.
Look that up. The Have and the Have Nots was not a sitcom. It was considered a soap opera. So the Have and Have Nots was crazy too, yo.
Well, let's put it on the lower tier.
I did watch it. It's not good anymore. Yeah. It started getting good, and then there's last season was like, nope.
That's any show. Look at Empire. Empire had a great run, and then it was just like
Empire was trash. Empire was okay. That's a sitcom that was trash. Empire
that was not
trash.
a sitcom. That was a show. That was not a sitcom.
That was a drama.
That was that was like it was almost like a soap opera, but it was a series. And Empire wasn't trash, bro. Empire was rocking in the beginnings. Empire was rocking.
I'll tell you, I might have watched like 3 or 4 episodes, tried to get into it, stuff here and there, and then they lost me. I was just like, man, this.
Nah, Empire was a hitter.
With that. When my man they kept having him like he could rap. And one time, Lucius Lyon, he can't rap. And then I couldn't get with that. I'm like, yo, he sounds trash, but they're trying to make it seem like he hot, and he's not. And it wasn't enough, man. I felt like it wasn't good.
Yeah, I've watched. I think maybe a few of the first seasons, and they were banging it out. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, they were banging it out. And after that, I was like flatline. I was like, all right.
I mean, that's with any show.
No, it ain't with any show. It's with that show. Man. It's with that show.
Like I said, Empire had a run. And after that run, it got corny. I'm not going to deny that.
Yeah, but my shows
lost me with it.
Yeah, my shows who I feel that are on the lower rung, they got to be number one. It's like you got the Parkers, you got Malcolm and Jamal. They were like lower rung.
Malcolm and Jamal. Well, no. What is it? Malcolm and Eddie. Malcolm and Eddie.
Yeah, Malcolm and Eddie.
I watched it. I did watch it.
That was lower rung.
I did watch it.
Smart Guy.
Yeah, it wasn't on that time.
Smart Guy was lower rung. The Wayans brothers to me were lower rung. Sister was lower rung to me. Even that spinoff with the two, who was it? The one with Flex and who was the one with Flex?
Oh, yeah.
That
was one-on-one?
Yeah, one-on-one. Yep.
Yeah, that was.
No. Was it one-on-one or it was something else?
Yeah. Because Flex was like I think he was like a basketball player, something like that.
Yeah, something. Yeah, that was lower rung. The other show that Will Smith produced, it was the two women.
I thought that was one-on-one.
2 women and this one guy, and they sang the intro. It was like they were like single.
I remember that.
I forget the name.
Remember that.
That was lower rung. And those were just
it wasn't. What was that show with LL? Remember that show with LL? And he was with one of the
in the house.
One of the Wayans.
In the house.
That was. You know, I used to watch it, but then after a while, it was just like.
Yeah, it tried to climb the mountain, but it just
right.
Yeah, it tried to climb.
That one-on-one joint was with Kyla Pratt. Kyla Pratt was good. Woo. She got the 2 kids, but baby girl look right, boy, ain't no secret.
Hey, but that might be good for you.
Yeah,
that's good for you.
That's that scent mentality. See, look at here. He already started. He already started with that scent mentality. That beta male. Beta male.
Hey, yo, she look good, bruh. I don't care what you say. She look good, kids and all. Yes, I will be up on that. What? Kyla Pratt look right. She look right. And yo, I love the way she carries herself. She carries herself like a straight lady, yo. Lady, businesswoman, actress. You'll never see her doing nothing crazy, but she made crazy dough. Crazy dough. So would I get up in that? Yes. Yes. Beautiful woman handling her business. I'll take that any day. You got kids? Cool, I get it. But if you handling your business like that, yes. Got to get with it, Doc.
So, you know, we had our little fun here, you know what I'm saying? Talking about black sitcoms. Everybody has their favorite. Some was trash, some was good, some was elite. Some will have you thinking about this for years to come. And this will be something that people can argue with all to the end of time, because whatever I view might not be your views. You understand? Whatever makes me laugh might not make you laugh. But all in all, we had a ball watching these shows, and, you know, just think back, other than, you know, all those times of where you were when you first watched Good Times, or first time you watched Martin, first time, you know, you watched Living Single and stuff like that. You know, how did you feel? You know what I'm saying? How did that change your life? Did it change your life when you saw the Cosby Show talking about college? You know, these type of things are epic. So I want to say kudos to every sitcom, even if they were flops or not, it was still Black history because they're Black sitcoms.
Right.
So I want to wrap it up and say my name is Slim Suliyat. Shout out to Joe Woods and also Ed Kinsler. This is FunkStudios Control Cool.
And the live.
Make the rules.
Shout out to everybody on the live, man. Everybody that's on FunkStudios Control the Cool Live. We had a lot of people on, man. Tiny's Views, Shades of Day. Like, we had a lot of people on. We thank y'all for y'all comments. We weren't gonna put anybody on today. We were, but you know, we just kind of indulged in the conversation ourselves. But thank y'all so much for watching, and we getting ready to get out of here.
So we make the rules, so we control the cool, and we out.
Yes, sir.
Wow.